everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to walk you through a layout that I did using a lot of washi tape. So originally I had printed out this cut file on my Cricut, and it was a bunch of circles. And I thought in my head that I would take each circle and put a different color ribbon behind it and kind of create a abstracted rainbow. And I started that process, but unfortunately I realized putting ribbon down and gluing it down so that it would cover the holes was going to take me a lot of time. And I didn't really have that much energy. So I went to my bin of washi tape and I said, I wonder if I have washi tape that's all the different colors, because that's going to be a lot easier. And I didn't have washi tape on all the different colors, but what I did have was a bunch of polka dots. It shouldn't surprise me because I am a polka dot fanatic. I have clothes in all different colors and shapes and sizes of polka dots. And apparently I also have washi tape in all different colors and sizes of polka dots. So I decided to take the polka dots and fill each of the circles with a different polka dot design. I have quite a few black and white, and I decided I didn't want that, so I purposely picked some of the other ones I had that had some colors, because the paper was gray and the main one is this really pretty silver glitter white polka dot. I wanted to have a little bit of color. So you're going to see I've got a teal and a light green and then a couple of them that have multicolors. The other problem I ran into was the washi tape is not exactly lined up to make the polka dots whole as you put it line by line. So a couple of the circles end up looking like abstract polka dots, which I was okay with. So what you're seeing now is kind of my process. What I did is I drew all of the circles onto this white cardstock, and then I filled each of the circles with a different washi, and then I laid each time kind of the cut file on top to make sure that I wasn't overlapping or that I was going to have complete coverage. So this is the last one. I jumped between the first and the last so you could kind of see the process. I will say this took about an hour. So what you're seeing in less than a minute was a solid probably 45 minutes of me just watching a video and putting down washi tape. I backed the cut file with foam tape and used that to kind of raise it up to give it a little more dimension. This is me testing to make sure I got the backing off of every single piece of foam tape. This particular foam tape that I use looks the same with or without the backing, so it's hard for me to tell all the time. So I'm lining it up and I'm putting it on, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it was a good kind of compromise to what I originally intended. There's me kind of showing you all the different holes covered in polka dots. Then after this, I'm going to decide what picture to use. And the funny thing is, I did this whole video or this whole process and didn't have a picture in mind. I just wanted to back this cut file with something. So I found this picture, and I happened to be watching the Paper Issues Live Instagram scrap, and they talked about a challenge they have in June called June Gloom. And it's about finding kind of scrapbooking a moment that maybe didn't go so well. And I have this picture of my BMW breaking down, and I used that. Just to go back a minute, what I'm doing now is, because I actually used a piece of paper that was just a cheap kind of insert from one of the albums, you know, when you buy those albums and they have a piece of white paper inside the sleeves, I used that because I knew it was just going to be a backer. Well, it's not a true 12 by 12. Those pieces of papers actually are not true 12 by 12. So it left a little bit of the foam tape exposed and it kept sticking on things. So I just covered those edges with washi tape and it worked perfectly. Anyway, so back to my picture. I had this BMW for a long time, and it was a great car when it worked. But after about year 10, and I had bought it used, so it wasn't new when I bought it, it was a constant maintenance nightmare. It wasn't too bad because it was my fun car, but after I got a divorce and it was my main car, it became a bit of a problem. So this particular year, the day or the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we were driving home, and home it's about a 300-mile drive from my parents' house to my house. And Sunday after Thanksgiving, my axle broke. Not like, oh, it's making some funny noises, but like you could hear the axle hitting the ground. So I had to completely leave the car at a dealer, just put the keys in their little drop box and say, call me if you fix it. Luckily, there was a rental car place open. And we got there like within 30 minutes of them closing to get a rental car so we could drive back home. And I left my car halfway between Arkansas and Illinois in the middle of Missouri at some random dealer for about 2 weeks while they fixed my axle. It was humorously not the last time I would spend a lot of money on that car, certainly not the first time. So I thought the title of Not Again was appropriate because it was kind of a constant theme. And I had a lot of people telling me, oh, you need to get rid of this car. And I kept saying, oh, well, this will be the last time. This will be the last time. Anyway, so the title Not Again, you're seeing me use these really cool foam thickers. I love these particular thickers. I love the shape of them. I love the typography. Unfortunately, they are difficult to pull off the backing, and that's one of my problems with the foam thickers. I feel like, they're not as easy to use, and they move a lot when you put them down. So, they're pretty malleable, which is good sometimes, but in this particular situation, trying to make them straight. I do use the ruler there. I try to use the ruler to make straight lines on the titles, but I don't always succeed. So at this point, you're seeing kind of the base of the layout. It's a one photo with a title. The main part of the layout is the circles. I like that they're, it kind of mimics the silver and the circles on the car. The title's great because it kind of shows you, this is what I've been dealing with. I'm going to back the picture on black cardstock, and I think that kind of just ties it in and makes it pop a little bit. I'm also going to pop it up on some foam so that it kind of jumps up. And one of the things you're going to see me do right here is go through my project life cards and try to see if there's some that I can use either to write my journaling or as accents. If you're like me, you have hundreds. So I was in the Felicity Jane Club, and I was in Paper Issues, one of the Paper Issues scrap bags. And so I would get every month a set of project life cards on top of the project life cards that I collected, 5-6 years ago when Project Life was huge. And I have hundreds. I have sets that I've never opened. In fact, the one you're seeing down there on the left of the video is a set of Felicity Jane that's never been opened. It's still in the plastic. So I'm trying to, on every layout now, use project life cards for just some reason. So what you'll see is the word "this" was a circle on the top of one of the cards, and I just cut it out, and then I used it to put the date on it. The date, one of the first time I stamped it, did not work. And I kind of felt, okay, that goes with this layout. Instead of redoing it, I'm just going to stamp it 3 or 4 more times and make it fit with what's going on this layout. It ended up being a good thing that this was a layout kind of about things not going right because it worked. I use, I think it's close to my heart, archival ink as my kind of pigment ink for projects like this. I really like it. I know some people use some other brands, but I don't sell close to my heart. I don't even have really somebody that I buy from. I got it online just from somebody, but I really like the close to my heart ink. So if you're looking for a good ink, that's one of the ones that I would recommend. So here you see me pop it up on foam. I did go to Walmart and just buy a pack of rainbow foam to use as backers. I did not get the kind that had adhesive on the back. I think my particular Walmart didn't have that at the time. It's not that much of a big deal to put adhesive on both sides, but if you can find the one with adhesive, I'm sure that makes it easier. You'll see that "and" circle down there, the ampersand. It is also from a Project Life card. I used a circle punch and cut the ampersand off. So that is 2 Project Life cards that I use just as accents on the page. So on this one page, I'm going to get 3 used because I'm also going to use one to do my journaling. So I really like that I was able to get 3 project life cards, a bunch of washi tape, all used on this one layout. And also, to be honest, one of the things that I liked about the layout is I did use this gray color, which is a cardstock color that I've had, and I just never know what to use it for because it's not black, it's not white. There's not a lot of things you use gray for, but I thought because the car is silver and because of the topic, it really did go well. Those word phrases you're going to see there are from a Tim Holtz kind of snarky pack, and they have kind of snarky phrases on them, and I actually have found 3 that I liked for this particular page, and you're going to see I didn't film the last one. I put it on the right-hand side under the this, but I really liked that because it kind of fit the mood of the photo. So I cut down a polka dot Felicity Jane card to do my journaling, and I just write about the story about being kind of abandoned by my car the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and that it did take 2 more years and probably thousands of dollars for me to finally decide it was time to get rid of the car. I did finally sell the car and get a new car, and it won't surprise anyone on this video that I got one with an extended warranty because I was tired of dealing with all of the hassle that I went through. The last thing I'm doing on this page is adding some sequins. I have some black sequins and some kind of just clear sequins that I'm adding. I don't tend to use sequins. I tend to forget I have them. But because this is, polka dots and dots, I thought adding the sequins kind of just added to the blank space that I had versus trying to find some, normally I go to flower stickers or something like that. And that just didn't seem to be the page to go with. So here's the final layout. It's blurry on the screen I'm looking at. I'm hoping when you guys see it, it's not blurry. But you'll see there's an extra sticker there on the right that I didn't film. And I really like how it turned out. I like the juxtaposition of the bright silver in the middle and all the polka dots. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video and feel free to share and hit the subscribe button because I'd love to have you see some other things that I'm working on. Have a great day and keep scrapping.